In the annals of South Asian history, few figures are as intriguing and polarizing as Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Once hailed as an ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity, he would later emerge as the chief proponent of the two-nation theory. How did a Western-educated barrister, known for his impeccably tailored suits and initial indifference to religious orthodoxy, come to lead the demand for partition? Born on December 25, 1876 in a Gujarati Muslim family in coastal Karachi, Jinnah was educated in Bombay and London. By profession, he became one of India's youngest successful lawyers, admired for his logical mind and eloquence in English. Entering politics, Jinnah joined the Indian National Congress in 1904, at a time when Congress had few Muslim members. He idolized leaders like Gopal Krishna Gokhale, who believed in gradual reform and constitutional methods rather than agitation. Gokhale once praised the young Jinnah, saying he would make the best ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity. By 1913, Jinnah joined the All India Muslim League, seeing an opportunity to bring Congress and the League together in the fight against British colonial rule. World War I was raging, and Indian nationalists sought greater self-governance as a reward for supporting Britain in the war. In this climate, Jinnah played matchmaker between the Indian National Congress and the Muslim League. At Lucknow in December 1916, the two organizations held their annual sessions jointly, and Jinnah helped craft a compromise reform plan acceptable to both communities. Bal Gangadhar Tilak worked closely with Jinnah in these negotiations, exemplifying how an orthodox Hindu leader and a secular Muslim leader could find common ground. The Lucknow Pact set out a framework for a future Indian constitution that gave due representation to Muslims while preserving a united front. Sarojini Naidu, the poet and freedom fighter, applauded Jinnah's role by calling him the ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity. Jinnah was elected president of the All India Muslim League at this session. His efforts earned him immortality in the form of this title. Jinnah believed it proved that constitutional politics and goodwill could overcome communal divisions. The first serious strains in Jinnah's commitment to Hindu-Muslim unity emerged with the rise of Mohandas K. Gandhi. Gandhi brought a new mass politics that unsettled the likes of Jinnah, satyagraha, non-cooperation, and alliance with pan-Islamic causes like the Khilafat movement. Muslims in India launched the Khilafat movement to protest the dismemberment of the Ottoman Caliphate by the British after World War I. Gandhi saw an opportunity to unite Hindus and Muslims against British rule by supporting the Khilafat cause, making Indian freedom and the restoration of the Caliphate a combined campaign. For Jinnah, these moves were deeply troubling. He was a firm advocate of gradual reform and rule of law. The Congress session at Nagpur in 1920 overwhelmingly approved Gandhi's non-cooperation resolution. Feeling isolated and disillusioned, Jinnah resigned from Congress. In a bitter letter to Gandhi, Jinnah explained his resignation, predicting the movement would lead to disaster. In 1927, the British appointed an all-British Simon Commission to propose constitutional reforms for India. This insult galvanized Indian leaders. The Indian National Congress convened an all-parties conference to draft a constitutional blueprint, with Motilal Nehru chairing the committee. The Nehru report rejected separate electorates and other communal reservations that had been conceded in the Lucknow Pact. Jinnah tried hard to find middle ground, proposing amendments to guarantee Muslims one-third of seats in the central legislature and protect Muslim majorities in Punjab and Bengal. The Congress leadership rejected Jinnah's amendments in early 1929. At a key meeting in Calcutta, Jinnah pleaded for compromise. Heartbroken, he said softly that this is the parting of ways. One witness recalled it was the first time they saw the proud Jinnah on the verge of tears. In reaction, Jinnah formulated the 14 points, a set of principles that distilled Muslim demands for any constitutional settlement. Dejected by the failure of Hindu-Muslim agreement, Jinnah spent the early 1930s in semi-retirement as an attorney in Britain. By 1934, Muslim colleagues urged him to return and revive the moribund All India Muslim League. The 1937 provincial elections saw Congress win overwhelming victories, while the Muslim League performed disappointingly. Congress formed ministries in several provinces, but there were reports that their policies did not accommodate Muslim cultural needs. Nehru declared that in India there were only two political forces, the Congress and the British, pointedly ignoring the Muslim League. On March 22, 1940, the All India Muslim League held its annual session at Lahore in the Punjab. It was here that Jinnah publicly articulated the idea that Hindus and Muslims were two nations, needing separate homelands. It is extremely difficult to appreciate why our Hindu friends fail to understand the real nature of Islam and Hinduism, Jinnah declared.
The Hindus and Muslims belong to two different civilizations. They neither intermarry nor interdine together.
To yoke together two such nations under a single state must lead to growing discontent and final destruction. Thus, the ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity had completed his transformation into the architect of partition, a journey that would reshape the destiny of millions.